Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for more Vagrant story. Moving right along into the wineries, the old cellars under Le Monde. I will be using the, as far as I am aware, correct pronunciations of the games, not the ones that have been used in later Square Enix games because, no, they're just not right. This is a save point. Even if you don't intend to save, step on these. It's important for later. This is a treasure chest, and that's the button that opens it. We have found a Tavarish. That's an axe. It is a weapon for sure. Bronze axe and mace, edge one hand. You see the little B icon, the letter B there in the icon for the weapon? That tells us what material that is made out of. This is important for later. B is bronze, W is wood, L is leather, and some more of that other stuff. Over there on the right, you can see we have a bag that is our inventory, and it is limited. This is going to come into play later. You will take everything, and we don't have a shield. Let's go ahead and equip that. But let's look. Bottom right, that tells us what the shield does for us. Our defense against physical attacks, that is strength, goes up 6. Against intelligence or magic attack goes up 9, but our agility does drop by 1 with this shield. And you can see it there on Ashley in the thing. Always not a bad idea to look around every room. There might be stuff you missed. I've seen people play the game and somehow miss that treasure chest. I don't know how. It's very obvious. And taking a look at our map again real quick, you can see there are 2 dots on it now. The red blinking dot is where we came from. The stationary, the solid yellow or orange dot is where we can go. That noise is a bat. There's a bat. We want to kill that bat. But this comes into play as well in the game. We have weapons, right? And if you look over there on the left, these two are about the same in terms of many things. DP there on the top left, that is damage points. When that gets down to 0, your weapon breaks. You can't use it anymore. PP is called Phantom Pain, or Phantom Pain Points, or Phantom Points, or Pain Points. I've seen it listed many times. I believe it's just Phantom Pain, though. And that will come into play later. What we are interested in is the class. You can see we have Human, Beast, Undead, Phantom, Dragon, and Evil. This is how well this weapon will do against each one of those types of monsters. Everything in the game will fit into one of those classes. You also can look at the affinity. Whatever is the highest will be highlighted. So this is a physical weapon that's mostly air, kind of fire, and neutral, light, and dark. Not very good against earth or water. And then here is where we find out what kind of type it is. So we have blunt, edged, and piercing. It could be 4 blunt, 5 edged, 4 piercing. This would still be considered an edged weapon. That's how that works. Kind of the same with affinity. If air was really high, this would be an edged air weapon. That's, you know, kind of that way. The Tavarish here, you see how that's got edged and blunt? That actually is determined, there's a lot that goes into this. That is determined by what the weapon is made of. The blade and the grip type, which we looked at earlier, and all of that. You can see there's no difference in the two here. The sword is actually a little stronger than the axe in terms of attack, and the axe actually reduces our agility a little more. The axe has a little more fire and a little less physical, and etc. Well, in this game, it is good to have many weapons that are good against many things, and I like to take the axe here. And I like that to be my weapon that's good against beast types. If you listen, if there's another enemy, you'll hear it. I don't hear it. These are boxes. There are box puzzles in this game. There's a lot to this. Are you excited yet? We can destroy these if we attack them. We can climb up on them. This style of box we can pick up and we can walk around with. We walk slow. We can't jump. We can stack boxes. Amazing. That will come into play later. Because there's this very large wall here and we can't get over it. There is fall damage, but you have to fall pretty far. You'd have to fall from the top of that wall to down here to take some damage. Your health drops and the condition of your legs will change. If it's a really, really far fall, more of your condition will change. Oop. People. Alright, taking a look at the map, you see a new icon. That means there's a locked door. Doors can be locked with keys, with magic, that's the grimoire that guy was talking about, or with just a simple latch. This tells us what we need to open the door. Sigils are used to break magic locks on doors, and they are almost always named after flowers. Let's go see what they were looking at. Put that away. I gotta get myself reaccustomed to the controls. I apologize. Uh-oh. So, remember, this game is supposed to be very real-world grounded. That's why they're all like, what? How is that the thing? Okay, real quick. So we used the axe to kill the bat, and you notice that the stats have changed a little bit. The axe is now a little worse against the undead and a little better against beasts. It does not usually change that quickly, though, so don't think that I killed 4 people with my sword. It is great at killing people now. That is not how that works. So apparently there's rumors going around that Guildenstern, the guy we saw in the opening who had the rapier, the pointy sword, his band maybe uses magic too. And these two are... Okay, when you see that exclamation point over top of the guy's head, that means he's ready to attack and will come at you. Taking a look. Now, we got a really good chance to hit him in the body, but it'll only do 29 damage. For a little more damage and a little less likely chance to hit, we can hit him in the arms. And if we hit him in the arms and hurt his arms, that will make his attacks less effective. So let's try it. But he can do the same. One thing we have going for us that the enemies don't is that we can do this a lot quicker than them. You might have noticed this guy has a lot more health than the dragon we fought at the beginning of the game. Well, I hit that dragon like 3 or 4 times. And the dragon took less damage, even. Sometimes enemies will drop items, whether it be equipment or just consumables. Doesn't happen very often early in the game, though. Now, our risk is up, our health is down, our life and our risk goes down, and our health goes up just by standing around. If you exit battle mode, it goes faster, at the rate of what, about 1 health every 2 seconds? Yeah, risk will go about half that. Magic can also go up on its own. What won't happen though is your see, I look around the room, but I missed a save point. Your condition will not get better. You have to use a curative for that. So step on that. This is not a treasure chest. This is a little different. This is a container. Now, as I said, inventory space is very limited in this game. You will find containers like this one, usually near a save point, that you can load equipment in that you don't want to carry anymore, and you can access it at all other containers throughout the game. Clearly, there's kind of a survival horror aspect to this, kind of like Parasite Eve, which is also an excellent game, which was ruined with 2 terrible sequels. Fun story, if you enter a cutscene with your weapons out, you will have your weapons out in the cutscene, even if they are not the default weapons. Ah, the bat got me right in the head. We have a new enemy. That's a wolf. Wolves are kind of fast. Stronger than bats. Now, the enemies are kind of smart in this game. They don't just hit and stay there and hit. They will hit and then try and get away so you can't hit them. Takes a little bit of planning. Just looking around the room, find a good vantage point, and nothing. Now, I'm not going to do this for every room. I know the game fairly well. I've beat it a dozen times or so. I can tell you that there's something here. There are hidden trap tiles in the game, and they hurt. So, item. We'll use one of our cure roots. You notice that said it would heal 50 and it only healed 48. Risk is a factor in that, and so is just random luck. It heals around that much. And you might notice in the bottom that our condition improved. Don't step on it again. That would be dumb. That is that Guildenstern fella. I don't think that was really him, do you? Okay, now our sword has gotten a little bit better. Axe hasn't changed much, though. Now we have 2 knights hanging out over there. Here comes one. He's in trouble, because he dropped down here and he doesn't have a way to get out. Enemies in the game can jump. They can utilize cover to a degree. We can target those. They cannot climb, though. Also, if I'm standing here and I want to hit that guy and this box is in my way, like that one, well, if I try and hit him and the box is in the way, I'll hit the box and break the box. Try not to do that. Now, I targeted the box specifically, but if you're like trying to hit around a corner, that's gonna be an issue. That guy can't get up here. I don't know how the other guy got up here. Maybe he gave him a boost. He has a different weapon. Everybody we've run into so far has had swords of some sort. He has got a bow gun. It's not a very good shot either. So this is our range of influence for our weapons right now. The bow guns is about double that. Very long range. But maybe not as strong. Maybe it makes your risk go up a little more. There's always a drawback. It's a nice straightforward room. Nothing in our way. Nothing to cause us any problems. Certainly no bats or wolves or anything like that, right? Right? Right, guys? You get to the point after a while you can get a good beat on that and time it pretty well. But yeah, you know, maybe the game doesn't want us here. Guess I should mention that. Ashley can grab ledges, but not when he has his weapons out. You can grab and you can either do this kind of step up thing. You can walk off, but it's really hard to just walk off. The game stops you pretty good, and you can just pull yourself up as well. If you can't make a jump, Ashley will jump and grab a ledge if it is tall enough. You saw those boxes from earlier. Ashley can jump 1 box height, and he can grab 1 box height. So I can't grab that. I can just step up that. I can step up that. If I jump here, he can step up. If this was 1 tile taller, he would jump and hold like that and pull himself up. So. Ashley is fairly mobile. Uh-oh, the door's been locked. It's a Zelda room. That real quick. This guy before he's ready to attack us. Yeah, if you are attacking an enemy who is in air, they lose most of their forward momentum and will fall to the ground. So like if I'm jumping and I'm jumping from here to there, not a great jump, but you get the idea. And if I get attacked about halfway through, instead of following through with that jump like this, turn around. It makes a difference. So if I'm jumping, and that's my normal jump, about 1, 2, 3 tiles worth, and I get hit, I'll just stop and fall. Treasure chest! If you don't go this way when you get to the room with the earthquake, you miss out on our first bowgun. And a reinforced glove, and some more curatives. So, take everything. Our risk has dropped back to 0, our health is up, our sword arm is not in good shape. That's okay. We'll be fine. There's a wall there. You can usually interact with something in the room every kind of way. So, that noise means that's kind of a long fall for Ashley. If I try and fall here, still not enough to take fall damage. Let's see if I jump. Nope, can go a little farther than that. And some of these rooms are super tall. Let's see, the wolf's trying to get away because he had his turn. Look at that. Okay. Away. Now, we need to get up there. It's pretty high. Let's take a box. I'm not gonna do this like, and then do this, and then do this the whole game. So that's what I mean. Still can't quite make it, but you can grab it. Or go get another box, bring it over, which tricky, but you can do it with that setup. You'd kind of have to have one box. You got to get clever. So you have to have one box here, that other box on top. You could pick it up and set it down there, and then stack the boxes. And you don't need to do all that. Just trust that Ashley can do a pull-up. Bad guys. We got a locked door in here. That wolf, I think, is programmed to do that because he always does it. Sure, give me the crit when I didn't need it. All right, under this crate we have a rock. That rock we cannot lift, we cannot turn, we cannot slide. That rock, if we could get to it, we can't do anything with it because we can't actually interact with it. That rock rolls. So if we could, we would roll it one square ahead of us. Not slide it, not push it, roll it. There's a difference. That will come into play later and be kind of annoying as well. Ready for a puzzle? The door is closing. You have 3 seconds to get in. Believe it or not, you can fail that. It's not that hard to fail. The sound is not emulating fairly well. But that was weird, huh? What is that all about? So, not to this game. There's 3 boxes there. We cannot make that. So, let's pick up a box. Oh, we can't. We can't lift anything over our head. I mean, we carry it over our head, but we can't pick it up if it's over our head. Pull up. Another save point. Another treasure chest. And just some curatives. These potions, there's, what is there? Roots, bulbs. I think there's another one and a potion. I think there's one in between bulb and potion. I'll have to double check. Roots heal a little bit, bulbs do a little more, potions do everything. In fact, bulb, potion. I thought there was another one in between, but I might be wrong. I thought there was a 75, but well, that doesn't make a lot of sense. End game, what I remember the most of, you don't use them very often. Let's see what's in this room. Boss fight proper. It's the Minotaur. Uh-oh, our arm is yellow. That's bad. So he is a beast. He's got arms aren't bad, head's pretty good. Body's not much better than arms. And legs. His legs are really strong. So, let's do arms. You want to take advantage of the fact that you are a heck of a lot faster than bosses in this game. Oh, actually, you know what we should do? I'll take a hit. Look at that guy. It's quite a weapon he's got there. This is all we can do. Uh-oh. Could be bad. We are getting wrecked. Maybe it's on purpose. Who knows? So that's going through the menu to use an item. Or just bloop. Bloop. Shortcut. It's short. Boss defeated. And we get a rank and completion and all that other stuff. This is how we level up. There is no experience, there is no money in this game. After every boss fight, you get a roulette wheel. And of all the stats to get, health is not one of my favorite. I'd rather get strength or agility. So, we got the chamomile sigil, which we can use to open that locked door we saw a few rooms ago. We also got the heal spell and the degenerate spell, which reduces strength. So we will take all of those. I will teach you how to use spells in a minute. We just heard the sound of the door unlocking, and there's another chest up there. Don't forget it. I have seen people miss this. There is usually nothing super necessary in chests that you can miss, but it's always good to have some of these things around, and it's a new shield, so. Take a look around the room. Very boss roomy, right? Just look at that. Look at that. I mean, that is just great. PlayStation 1. Now, is that shield better than our other shield? Well, our buckler has gained a little bit of affinity, a little bit of class against beast types. But it's not very good against undead and phantoms. This is incredibly neutral. And our magic defense does go up a little bit, so we'll take it. And it looks a little different. Oh, we got some other stuff too we didn't look at. So our bandages, really terrible physical defense, really good magic defense. 1 and 13. The reinforced glove and the leather glove, 2 and 9. The only difference is the reinforced glove has a little better durability. We will replace both of our bandages with some reinforced and leather gloves. Nothing new for the head, right? Nothing new for the body. And nothing new for the feet. And also nothing new in accessories. We just have this. Just adds 1 point of intelligence and the various other stuff. Now, we could hang out here and wait for a health to refill, but we're basically done with the episode, and there's something I do off screen here, so let's leave. Okay, a lot happened there. We have battle abilities now. And in our shortcuts, we have defense abilities and chain abilities. We assign buttons to these, and if we kind of like think Mario RPG, if you hit the button at the right time, these will happen, and you can chain them together. Now there are rewards and drawbacks to these. Over there on the lower left, you see risk. So if I hit the square button at the right time and getting a physical attack, it will prevent paralysis and numbness at the cost of 1 risk. Reflect damage, here you go, doesn't reduce the damage you take, but reflects 40% of it back. Physical damage only at a risk of 2. An impact guard reduces damage by half at a risk of 4. Over here in the chain menu, we have heavy shot, gain life, and temper. Same thing. When we are attacking, if we hit the button right at the right time, we will do heavy shot, which inflicts an additional 70% damage. If we hit somebody for 10 and then hit this, we will do another attack that will do 7, etc., etc. Gain life, we regenerate 30% of the life. If we hit somebody for 10, hit the button at the right time, we get 3 health back. Plus, it also helps our body condition. Temper does an additional 40%, so in our example, 4 damage, and repairs a small amount of our weapon damage points. There we go. Fantastic. Now you know everything there is to know. First, before we finish, we need to heal. So let's learn how to heal. We will read this grimoire. We will target Ashley Riot, a single target, which is light-based, and a human. And we learn how to cast the heal spell. Our MP went down a little bit, but as you can see, it is going up, and our condition is much, much better. Let's get out of here. Now, you might have heard that little jingly-jangly noise, kind of a wooden wind chimey kind of thing. That's because this thing is here. This is a training dummy. There are several of them throughout the game, usually one for every one of the class types in the game. So there's a human, a beast, an undead, etc., etc. There is usually one for every type in the game. And if you want, you can practice your battle abilities. So, they don't take any damage, much I would to say. I don't think anything actually does 0. It will do 1, at least. And we just... See, that was slow. That was well timed. That was slow. This is the problem I have with emulating this game. Is this can take a while to get the timings down because it's just the tiniest bit off. That's the get life back. That's the DP one. That's the life back. That's the extra damage. Now, you can see our risk is going up, and it will go up really quickly if you're not careful. And you can get hit with a really low-level magic spell at really high risk and just die. I've seen it happen. It's happened to me. So don't let your risk get too high. Any chance you get, whether it be an item, if it's the heat of battle, or just after battle, take a minute, let your risk drop, then go back to it. Now, we can kill this thing. I don't know how much health it has, but we can kill this thing. We don't have to even chain attacks. What I have seen done in the past, and what I have done, I used to have a turbo controller, and I would just tape the button down and let Ashley just do this over and over and over again, and it would always say, "Oh, you're too fast, you're too fast, you're too fast." But eventually, you kill the dummy, and your affinity, your human affinity for whatever weapon you're using, because this is the human dummy, will be like 20 or 30 by the time you're done, which is really, really good. It just takes a really long time, and it's really nice if you have a turbo controller. I don't have a turbo controller. I'm emulating this. I can't even assign a button to do turbo with this emulator. The other emulator I can, but it doesn't record well. PlayStation games, so guess what we're not doing? Not doing that, which is unfortunate. I mean, I could just sit here and do this all the time. Well, it's done. But, you know, like I said, I don't know how long it takes. Oh, critical hit. I'm glad that happened. All of these battle abilities, all the chain abilities, everything, it's based on damage. So if you do a critical hit first, everything in the chain after that will be based on the critical hit. So you could essentially chain critical hits this way. Do a, you know, we had our 10 damage thing. If you crit for 20, then that 40%, 30%, 70%, it's all based on a base of 20 instead of a base of 10. So it's really kind of nice like that. One of the Pokemon games did that, I think. If you had an attack that hit multiple times and the first one was a critical hit, they would all be critical hits. One of the early generation games. Anyway, so I may or may not beat this poor thing to death. Probably won't. But next time we will go back, we'll open that door, and we will continue the hunt for Sydney and try and find out more about what the heck is going on here.